everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols, and kicking off the show today, I've got Officer John Ripley joining us. He's with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and he's going to tell us all about how we can stay safe this summer while boating.
I'm Boating Officer John Ripley with Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. I'm assigned to South Holston Lake. I'm going to be going over some safety regulations for the waterways of Tennessee today. These apply to South Holston, Watauga, Boone, or Patrick Henry, or any other reservoir in Tennessee. Before you come out to the water, a few things you need to make sure of. If you were born after January 1st of 1989, you have to have a boater education safety course. You can take that through a class that we teach, or you can study the material online, purchase a top 600 license, go to your nearest public library that offers it, and take the test and get a sticker and a temporary license that will allow you to operate in the water. One thing that we ask is you keep that temporary license on you at all times, because that's the only way that we can verify that you've had it. Also, before you get on the water, make sure your boat has enough fuel in it, make sure the batteries are charged, and inspect the outside of your vessel to make sure all the plugs are in and there's no damage to the boat that you may have occurred without your knowledge of it. You also need to have registration up to date on the vessel. You need to have the year sticker, and then also, if it's a Tennessee vessel, it'll have TN, 4 numbers, and then 2 letters that needs to be displayed on both the right and left side. This is equivalent to your license plate on your vehicle. That lets us know it's been registered, and also if that boat is involved in an accident, we know who to contact, and they can lead us to, if it gets knocked from a dock, we can start tracking down who it belongs to and start that process to get it back to you, or start the process, if there is an accident and there's nobody on board, start the process of the investigation to figure out what happened. Once you get on the water, the safety equipment that we're going to check while you're out on the water, the first thing is going to be life jackets. You're going to need a life jacket for everybody on board, the appropriate size for the person. So for adults, it's type 3. It's a very adjustable. You can go about as small or as big as you need on this one. If you have children on board, children under the age of 13 or 12 years and under must keep their life jackets on at all times unless you are anchored, moored, or ground. With children's life jackets, they come in several sizes. You have some that are 30 to 50 pounds, and then you have some that are infant. They have neck support, so if the child falls in the water, the life jacket will keep their head out of the water. Make sure that the sizing is appropriate for the child, so if they do fall in the water, they won't slide out of the life jacket. It needs to be tight around them, so if they fall in, the life jacket will stay on them. The next thing that we're going to check for is that you have a fire extinguisher on board. Make sure it's in the green, and it still has a safety pin in it, and it's in a location that you can easily grab. It's not going to do much good if it's going to take you 5 minutes to find it and dig it out. One of the last things we're going to check for is if you have a vessel or a boat over 16 feet, you have to have a type 4 throwable. This is the most common one. Everybody refers to it as a seat cushion, but it's going to have a Coast Guard approval stamp on it. It's going to have handles on it. The other type is a lifesaver ring that you normally associate with larger vessels on the ocean or the Great Lakes. These also have to be readily available. They can't be at the very bottom of one of your dry storage compartments where you're digging it out. These need to be on top to where you can immediately grab it and throw it to people. While on the water, if you partake in tubing, skiing, wakeboarding, or surfing behind the vessel, whoever is participating in those activities must have a life jacket on at all times. Age does not matter with that. If you're leaving the vessel to be towed or you're surfing behind the boat, you need to have a life jacket on, a Coast Guard approved life jacket. You also have to have an observer. You either need a 180-degree mirror if you're by yourself, or you need an observer 12 years or older watching the person that's partaking in the activity to let the operator know that they have fallen or they need you to stop. The operator's sole job needs to be facing forward and watching for other vessels or obstructions. The way we have a lot of accidents happen is the operator's trying to do both jobs. They're splitting their time looking forward and looking at the person that's being towed, and they're missing other boats coming at them or obstructions, and that's how we lead to a lot of accidents. And anytime in a marina, there's no swimming in the marina due to there can be electricity in the water that will impact you and not allow you to swim and cause drowning. There can be stray voltage around any marina dock, but there can also be stray voltage around private docks if there's electricity run to it. So always be very vigilant of that around private docks. And any commercial dock, there is no swimming inside the marina. Also, with marinas, they're going to be a no wake zone or idle speed. Whether they are marked or not, the no wake zone extends 300 feet out from the furthest dock. I'm going to demonstrate a safety technique now. It's reach, throw, row, and go. This is for when somebody falls overboard or the swimmer in trouble. This no wake buoy is going to be our individual that's fallen overboard. First thing we're going to try to do is reach for them with a boat hook. If they get out of reach, next thing you're going to do is take the top 4 throwable and throw it to them. They can hold on to it. You can then try to paddle over to the individual. Don't try to take your engine on, a propped engine over to them. And then if it comes down to it, if you have to go or jump in the water for them, make sure that you have your life jacket on already, and make sure that you take a life jacket with you for the individual.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols, and we've got Nicole Cullop from Girls Inc. joining us, and she's going to tell us all about some fantastic fundraisers coming up, ways you can donate, and just things that are going on in the organization. Here she is.
Thank you, Sheridan. My name is Nicole Cullop, and I'm the Director of Programs at Girls Incorporated of Bristol. We are located at 613 Highland Avenue in Bristol, Virginia, and our telephone number is 276-669-8686. And a little bit about us is we are a youth nonprofit organization, and we serve girls ages 5 to 18. Our mission is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. We also have a site at Piney Flats United Methodist Church in Piney Flats, Tennessee, where we serve boys and girls, which is a year-round site that is based directly off of our site here in Bristol. We also serve boys and girls in Bluff City, Tennessee, at a site there at the Wesley Center. And then we have a site at Greendale Elementary School that we serve boys and girls, and that is just a school year site currently. We also do a lot of programming in the school systems. We teach the Family Life program at Bristol, Virginia Public Schools. We also teach programming at Highlands Juvenile Detention Center. So we have a lot of programs going on, and we're meeting the needs of all kinds of children in the community. So while talking about children, I have a few friends with me. I have Reagan, Peyton, and then I have Audrey. So these are 3 girls that have been with us for some time. Peyton is actually my daughter. She has been here pretty much since birth of her life, because I have been at Girls Inc. 17 years. So I just wanted to include them so you guys can kind of see some of the girls that we serve. With that being said, we are a program-based childcare facility. We are a licensed daycare, but we focus very heavily on our programs. We have some amazing programs. Our programs teach girls how to be themselves. It teaches them self-esteem. It teaches them how to manage money, how to write resumes, how to prevent adolescent pregnancy, and how to say no to drugs. That's just a few to name some. And due to our programming, we are always begging for supplies. Right now, thanks to the coronavirus, we are having to do things a little bit differently. We are serving 27 girls for the summer program here at the main facility and 18 at the 2 sites in Bluff City and Piney Flats. With that being said, we are doing a lot more disinfecting. We are cleaning. So we're going through a lot of supplies, and we are constantly in the need of supplies. So any help that you could provide us with would be greatly appreciated. We are always using disinfectant wipes, like Clorox wipes. We are going through those and using those all day, every day. And Lysol spray, we're spraying everything down, trying to kill any kind of virus, bug, or anything that's on the table. Some other things that we're going through a lot of is 55-gallon trash bags. We're taking out trash 3 to 6 times a day right now. Having the girls in the facility all day long really produces a lot of trash. We go through a lot of toilet paper, a lot of paper towels, forks, spoons, Ziploc baggies, you name it, we're going through it right now, especially cleaning supplies. And then Pine Sol and bleach is something that we're always in need of, and toilet bowl cleaner. So any help that you could, provide with these supplies, that would be greatly appreciated. And hand sanitizer is the other thing that we're going through a lot of right now too. And we also would like to thank anyone and everyone who has already donated to help us with these supplies. It has been such a blessing to know that we have the support of the community members. With that being said, we have a few events coming up, and they're a little bit far away, but we're super excited about these events. The first one is our 6th annual Sportsman event, and it is going to be August 15th, which is a Saturday, from 9:30 to 3 o'clock at Kettlefoot Rod and Gun Club. If you love guns, if you love shooting, this is absolutely the event for you. It's going to include team events in trap, skeet, 5-stand, and pistol shoot. So it is a fun event. We would love to have everyone out there, man or woman. You don't have to be a man to come to this event, but it's a super fun event. The teams are getting larger and larger each year. They're getting more competitive, and they're coming out and they're just having a good time. And if you need more information about that, you can always contact Bambi Akard at bakard, A-K-A-R-D, at btes.tv, and she is heading this event up for us. The next event that is coming up is our 36th annual Friends Party. It is such a fun event. It's something that we always look forward to every year. And this year it's on October 3rd, and it's going to be at the home of Angie Dolan. And it's an event that you dress up for. It's fun. You get to go in and look around people's homes, which is always fun. And you get to just spend time with your friends and spend time with the people that truly love and support Girls Inc. And it's always such a fun event. If you need more information about that, feel free to call us here at Bristol at 276-669-8686. If you have any questions about donating or our programs or what we do or just about us in general, feel free to call us. Again, our number is 276-669-8686, or feel free to email me at Nicole, Nicole, _ Girls Inc., Inc. with a C, at bvu.net. Thank you.
Thanks so much for all that information. Don't go anywhere. We've got Officer Nathan Green up next. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. We've got Officer Nathan Green joining us, and he'll tell us all about the city ordinances when it pertains to fireworks, and also how to stay safe during the 4th of July holiday weekend. Here he is.
Okay, so with the 4th of July coming up, we wanted to remind all the citizens here inside the city of Bristol, though, that there is an ordinance that says you cannot shoot off fireworks inside the city. We get numerous calls on that every year related to that. Of course, we have extra people always working on the 4th of July for that reason, so we're always responding to those calls. If we come out and we have to issue a citation, just heads up, that's $109 that you're going to be paying out of pocket for that citation. So I don't know if it's worth that to you to shoot off fireworks, but we do have people to respond to those kind of calls. And also we have a noise ordinance that's also citable, especially after 11 o'clock at night when if you were still setting those fireworks off. So that's also citable. In reference to those people that are shooting off fireworks, I mean, people are still going to shoot them off. And if you're living in a neighborhood and they're shooting them off, the only thing is if you're going to call, don't call 911 unless it's an emergency. If one's went through a window and set a house on fire, that's one thing, or one's hit somebody and injured them, of course call 911. But if it's just because somebody's shooting off fireworks and it's aggravating you, call the non-emergency number. And if you don't know that number, it's 989-5600, because we don't want to tie up the 911 line with people just wanting to complain about noise or their neighbors shooting off fireworks. As always, we're looking for distracted driving and that kind of thing. But DUIs with more bars opening back up and stuff. People have been drinking from home, so now they're getting out driving. Just remember, you might not have been on the road in a while, so remember your limits and have you a designated driver. We don't want a bunch of accidents. Even for people that may not have been out on the road, they might have delivered a baby since then, just not got out on the road. So like car seats, stuff like that, if you're installing those new and you're not sure they're in right, as always, either come by the police department or call the main fire station and see if you can make an appointment. And we'll inspect that, make sure it's in right, or put one in right too. The main fire station number is 989-5700. We have several of the firemen that are certified, but you just have to make an appointment to make sure one of them's working. Just to remind everybody, it's hands-free in Tennessee now, so if you're going to be on your phone, it needs to be Bluetooth. So it's all hands-free. Even dialing a number is using the phone. Receiving a phone call is using the phone. So you need to be able to do all that hands-free now. So, and it's pretty obvious when people are on their phone, so it's not that hard to find and stop. So just be hands-free and you're good to go.
Thanks so much for all of that information, Officer Green, and you don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Inside Bristol, and up next we've got Miles Merrick from the Paramount, and he is going to tell us all about some of the renovations that have been taking place during this quiet time and about an upcoming campaign. You're going to want to hear all about it. Here he is.
So our last show was, we had two shows the weekend of March 6th and the 8th. We had Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and we had a Beatles tribute band, and both shows were nearly sold out. And that was the last performance that Sunday with the Beatles, was the last performance of what was going to be the best season that the Paramount ever had. Record attendance, record ticket sales, really getting this place on the road to full sustainability. We were having a great year, but because of the pandemic situation, we had to stop. We had, the following week, we had two sold-out shows with Cody Jinks scheduled, and they pulled that tour. That was pulled by the artist, and we very quickly had to start postponing every show on our calendar. And we had a full slate of shows running right into July. So that was very disappointing, to say the least. But you know, this is a real situation, and we're dealing with it, taking it seriously. According to the experts, the most likely place to see the spread of this virus is indoors, large gatherings. And so we rely very heavily on a group of elderly volunteers. We have staff, and mostly our audience are people in their 50s and 60s. And the artists themselves, honestly, the artists themselves don't want to put themselves at risk. They're on the road in buses, going from hotel to hotel and to one crowded room after another. So pretty much what's taken place is the entire touring industry that we serve is shutting down. So, so that's that. We have 750 seats here. Can't really function at less than full capacity because of the nature and the layout and the narrowness of the hallways and the lobby and the aisles. So even though we are booking shows with full cockeyed optimism, we have a full slate of shows. We've moved pretty much every show that was booked for the fall. For the spring, we've moved off into autumn and winter dates, and even into 2021, with the hopes that there's a resolution and a treatment or a vaccine. And once we're able to get back in and put on shows and at full capacity without turning this place into a field hospital, which is kind of what you have to do to make it safe. We're going to come back strong when it's fun again, when we can put on a show and nobody has to worry about getting sick. We're going to be ready, and that's why we're keeping all these shows on the calendar. The artists really want to come play here, so we're hanging on to the dates. The artists, we're moving the dates. So if you go to our website and you see a show that you want to get tickets to, just remember, the artists are firm, the dates are soft. Until it's fun again, we'll be dark. But in the meantime, if you look around the theater, there's a lot of work that has to be done. There's waterproofing going on the outside of the building. You can see the scaffolding and the work happening out on State Street. There's also work that has to be done around here to repair plaster that's falling and all kinds of things that we can do to keep busy. And also, because we've taken such a huge hit to our regular revenues, we are mounting what we're calling the Ghost Light Matching Gift Campaign. Rob Simmis, who is our board president, his wife Teresa, and their business, which is Edward Jones Investments, have put up a very generous matching campaign along with a few other concerned citizens. So every donation, large or small, will be doubled so that we can keep the place up and ready for the end of this pandemic. So it's very important that people, we figured that if everybody who bought a ticket last year just donated $10 or $20, we'd be fine. We'll make it through this thing and we'll be ready to go when it's over. If we don't see that kind of support, we're going to struggle. We're going to have a hard time getting open again, and that's no joke. But we're confident that people in Bristol love the arts, they love the Paramount, they love the impact that we have on the economy of our historic downtown. So we're just reaching out to everybody and asking for a little bit of help to get through this. I hope we can count on everybody. I know that a lot of people have already made that gift, and in support of that, we've been recording concerts on the stage here called the Ghost Light Concert Series, and you'll be able to log in every week. We'll send out a little message. This coming week, we're launching the series with Carson Peters and Iron Mountain, and they did an amazing show here, and it's a beautiful video concert, and we have about 7 of them already in the can and lined up to present all summer long in support of the Ghost Light Matching Funds campaign. Okay, so 30 years ago, the Paramount was restored and turned into a performing arts center. But since then, there hasn't been a lot of upkeep on the exterior. So a lot of the outside of the building has to be restored and, bricks and mortar repointed and parts of the roof fixed because there's been a lot of water coming in. And if you look around, you can see the damage. So we had a group of citizens who refer to themselves as the Friends of the Paramount who raised money earlier this year so that we could get all of that exterior work done. And it looks like there's going to be a little bit money left over that when the water is sealed from the outside, we can actually go around on the inside and start to repair the plaster and these beautiful murals and some of these things that have taken some water damage. So, so that's going to occupy us and keep us busy while we're shut down.
Thanks so much for all that information, and thank you for watching us. We'll see you next time.